Welcome back to the Talking Hedge. I'm Josh Kincaid, and this is your Cannabis Business Podcast. Today, we're going to take a look at some edible sales. Apparently, they're up in the U.S. as vape sales are down, whereas in Canada, Edibles 2.0 was just launched last week. So how can some dispensaries get more customers? Here's some tips and strategies we'll get to. On the line with us is Dan Kimmis with Good CBD Products.
You know, I do love me a nice edible now and then, Chronic. I really, really do.
Last week was a monstrous week for me. I consumed 11 edibles in 1 week for the Portland High Times Cup. It was challenging, but somebody had to do it. Yeah, I did take one for the team. There's a lot of gluten-free options out there that I had, but still a lot of sugar, a lot of chocolate. Would have liked to see some more, daytime sativa, healthier options, but 50 milligrams each. I didn't really have any effects whatsoever, so I just was eating, candy all week. But nonetheless, it was good to kind of see what was out there. It was a lot of fun.
Did you say 50?
50 milligrams.
Okay, and then how many did you eat over the course of a day?
One or two. There were cookies I ate back to back, so I had 100 milligrams, and then there was other times I had two in one day, in the morning and evening.
Now, brother, when you do that, do you continue to smoke and burn, or is that your only consumption for the day?
It did actually reduce the amount that I smoke. So if I'm bored, I might be able to smoke 4 blunts on a Saturday. For example, if I'm sitting around watching football, I'm going to burn through 4 blunts. But if you give me an edible, that's going to be 1, maybe 2 blunts a day. So yeah, it definitely reduces the amount that I need to burn. But I do burn more as like a hobby. I take my dogs outside, and it's just like this thing I do. So it wasn't really me needing to get high. But again, 50 milligrams is not a lot.
Okay, and then, I would qualify that. I would say 50 milligrams for a system that is, deals daily with THC at a fairly high load. It's not a lot. 50 milligrams for a noob, right, is, oh my God.
It's 10 times more than what normal people would have. Yeah, but for me, it's still not enough.
Yeah. Do not try that at home, homie.
Right. So some old reports have shown that edible sales on Fridays between the hours of 3 and 5 are the heaviest time of the week. And in fact, if those numbers are still somewhat relative and accurate, then a third of your inventory for edibles is being sold within those couple of hours on a Friday afternoon. So diving into this Marijuana Business Daily report about sales shifting their preferences from vape to edibles, we're taking a look at some rising sales as much as almost 15% in Colorado and as little as 11% in Washington. But Washington saw some massive spikes. You even went out and bought a $15 1-gram cart when it was on sale. So we saw huge spikes as much as 25% above normal during that week before it got banned. But nonetheless, edibles are on the rise.
Yeah, it's funny. In any kind of general consumption market, right? If something's going to go down, they're eating less red licorice. Okay, quick, go check and see how the black licorice is selling, right? And again, like in this case, the fact is that it's not people want to get high, but that's part of it. It's Friday afternoon, you're going home and you're like, I'm going to get me something. Well, I'm not going to get me a vape pen. I think I'll get a cookie, right? So that's pretty funny.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who just want to eat that on a Friday after work and have a long, strong effect without having to consistently have another joint and have it wear off. So it makes sense to me that people want something that's long and strong. And so
stealth. And it's stealthy within the family, right? This is the thing, is again, in the numbers, there's a number of, I go home, I openly get high and whatever. There's also a whole lot of people who are in a place where, for whatever reason, the kids, the spouse, the social setting, whatever, openly consuming is just verboten, right? And so, again, I drive in, I eat my cookie in the driveway, okay, and I go sit through the evening quietly, and if anybody asks, I say, I'm tired and I think I want to play video games, right? I mean, again, it's just the way it is.
So vape products in Colorado accounted for almost 20% of sales in late August. That dropped to 12% a month
Wow.
later. So yeah, almost cut in half. So you're seeing a lot of companies on the decline. There's some edible companies that have seen bumps, like $30,000 increase in sales for a small company is a lot. It's not substantial for a huge conglomerate. For a small business, though, it would be a nice little increase to your revenue. And so ultimately, it boils down to education. There's a lot of people that are just shifting based out of concerns. I don't know if it's going to be temporary or long term. I guess we're just going to have to see. So again, Colorado was up 15%, Nevada almost 15%, California is up almost 14%, and Washington was up almost 11%. So definitely some shift in consumer preferences. But what does that mean for Canada? So there's a headset report that released October 17th for 2.0 up there in Canada for more edibles, more concentrates, additional products. So edible product got the green light October 17th. According to this report, it goes on to say, quote, although each product will need to undergo an approval and procurement process that can last 60 to 90 days, if all goes according to plan, edibles should be on the shelves by end of year. That's good news considering that the projected market for these more accessible, user-friendly edibles is huge. According to Headset's Insight data, edibles comprise between 9 and 13% of U.S. adult sales, with beverages making up an additional 1 to 2%. Edibles have slightly outpaced market growth in most states, with Nevada showing the biggest increases in market share over the last year from almost 10% of the market to 10.3%.
Wow. Yeah, it's funny. Think about Vegas, right? You get off the plane, you're like, I won't be able to burn in the hotel room. You know what? I think I'll get a cookie. Right? Again, I love people.
So people are looking at smaller packages but bigger price tags. So a major difference in Canadian edibles will be the package size. So in the US, 100 milligrams package is the most common size, but in Canada, they're going to limit that to 10 milligrams per package. So it could lead to a lot more packaging in the US. That's just kind of crazy. I mean, I understand the individual serving sizes, but to limit the entire dose to 10 milligrams instead of a serving size is crazy.
Yeah, unintended consequences, right? And the truth of, okay, in your case, that means you're buying 5 of those little gummies, right? There's 5 packages, 5 stickers, 5 bits of ink, 5 staples, whatever, right? And now, okay, now you're going to go tear those all open and throw all of those away. I hope they're nice, eco-friendly packages.
Yeah, and they're probably not, but so this report goes on to some price differences. Washington's super competitive. The fact that it's not vertically integrated, producers and processors cannot be rec shop owners, versus Nevada, which has more of a monopoly on retail shops. You're seeing Nevada prices per edible on average over $22 versus Washington, it's $13 and change. So very, very different in terms of average prices. And Canada has seen similar trends in flower prices, with average item price falling 4% year over year. Health Canada warned that the supply of edibles will be limited to begin with, but will likely increase over time as regulators get a better sense of usage and safety. As the market evolves, Headset will be there to update on the popularity of edibles and the average sales prices.
Yeah, Las Vegas and Nevada are funny. It's one of these things where, as a consumer, it sucks. Okay? You're stunned at how expensive average to above average retail cannabis is. But if you're in the biz, there is something about a controlled volume and somebody keeping a real tight handle on essentially the supply side of supply and demand. So it drives up demand and makes it where everybody's making more money. Again, as a consumer, yeah, lame. As a business, a very interesting thing for these, new emergent markets to look at. Same.
So, I mean, all this kind of boils down to cash, right? How do people make money? How do transactions occur? Where do they happen? So how do you get more customers to your dispensary? According to Yahoo Finance, here's some tips and strategies to get some people through the door. Make yourself searchable online. I think SEO is one of those things that's pretty funny. like 2014, 2015, everybody was talking about SEO in the cannabis industry. And now when somebody says that, it's almost laughable. Like, yeah, tie your shoes too.
Oh yeah, and again, the nature of an article in Yahoo Finance, right, about these tips and tricks, illustrating just how prevalent this emergent business is.
The other thing you need to do is offer a wide variety of discounts and promotions. I was surprised about my own receptiveness to text discounts. I didn't really think that I would be lured into the store based on text discounts, and yet I look at those almost every day. And we ran out and grabbed a 1 gram cart for $15 as the stores were pulling them off the shelves. Definitely got me into the store. So whether it's a first-time customer discount, referral discount, birthdays, or themed discounts, would definitely be offering something. The industry discount at 40%, it's phenomenal. I'm not going to complain about that.
Yeah, now again, that's a unique gift, and we don't get that all the time, and nobody gets that all the time, depending on where you are and all of that. And at the same time, yes, there are some certain perks to being a little bit on the VIP side there, brother. Definitely.
Stores can offer those customer loyalty programs. They can also look for partnership opportunities. A lot of stores are opening up ancillary stores right next door, whether that has CBD or other products that you can write off on your taxes that are non-280E issues that you have with a Schedule 1 drug like THC. The other opportunities, I guess, to get people into the store is keep in touch. I don't necessarily look at emails too often. I don't open them up. I don't send out a lot of emails either. When I do, my open rate is about 60%. So 6 out of 10 people open up my emails. That's because I don't obviously inundate people with junk. And so when I do send it, they open it up. So I probably need to do a better job of keeping in touch. But for a retailer, sending out emails or alerts or whatever is a good way to kind of keep in touch with people.
Hey, I'm looking in my inbox and I can see I've got a few of your emails I haven't opened.
And the last thing from this Yahoo Finance article is to get out there and get new customers. There's a really good opportunity for producers and processors to get into a retail shop to display their products and to make more sales. That also helps the rec store. Rec store owners will see an increase in sales when they have a vendor in the shop, because people want to meet the producer. They want to meet the farmer. They want to look at some products and talk to the person who's making those. So it's a win-win to have vendor days, to get people in there, to educate your bud tenders, to show more products and to get customers through the door. Maybe you have a hot dog cart or whatever else. And so, yeah, get out there and get new customers. So whether it's vape sales, edibles, or otherwise, you're going to have to come back to the Talking Hedge and find out what happens next. With that, we're going to roll this one up. I'm Josh Kincaid. This is the Talking Hedge. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, or don't. And I'm out.